Hi friends, it's Liz here at Liz the Paper Project. Thank you for joining me today. I will be decorating some pages in my traveler's notebook, and this is me prepping my pages for my journaling or whatever it is that I would like to do with the pages at some point in the future. I first wanted to say thank you and hello to Dina and Sally, as well as Elaine. Thank you so much for watching my channel, for your comments, and Elaine from Chatty Lane Creates. Thank you so much for the tips, I should say, with my jewelry video I recently shared where I was making the charms. She left me some wonderful comments and tips on how I can make it easier on myself. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so getting back to this spread that I'll be putting together, I am using some of the pieces that I received from CoBeads. I have the unboxing, which I will link below so you can have an idea if you haven't seen that video of what was included in my review kit. That's what I'm going to call it. So I've got some stickers and some stamps that I'll be working with, as well as some paper pieces that I have. I usually have a bunch of scraps, and I think I've mentioned before, I like to gather some of my favorite scraps that are left over and put them in a spot where I know I'll be using them right away. So these are some of those pieces. Here I'm just going to be selecting some of the stickers because I do like the fact that there's some different shapes of stickers in these little packs, and I'm just going to sort through that. Another thing I wanted to mention, my giveaway, my October giveaway is still open. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it below. The September one was so awesome. Thank you so much to all of you that entered. I am so excited, and I'm definitely going to reply to all of you. It will take a little while because there were a few coming in, and I'd like to take my time. I don't like to rush when I send out mail, so I'll definitely be replying to those of you. And as I may have mentioned in those videos before, if you have sent something in and you didn't make it for the current giveaway, I will just be adding your name to the next giveaway. And at this point, I'm planning to do one every month until December, and hopefully I can continue the trend, you guys. I am really hoping I can do this every month. And I also am planning on doing some journal with me videos, sharing how I'm using some of the pieces that I have recently received in the snail mail giveaway. So I'm so excited, you guys. I just hope I get a chance to film everything and, share the inspiration with all of you. Closer to the end of the video, I'm also going to show you how the dies for the tags came out. I think they're gorgeous the way that the dies are. And then also the dies for the botanicals. I had two kind of like leaves and floral looking botanicals that came in the dies, and I used them and they look amazing. So you'll be seeing that closer to the end. I also wanted to mention I do have a few more tutorials coming up. I know I had many of you request that I do a tutorial on my last kit that I made for like a snail mail kit. It was the fall themed one. I will link it below if you didn't see it, but I will be making I guess a few videos sharing how I put together some of those pieces, and it was with the paper bag as well, the loaded paper bag. That's kind of where I added everything. So yeah, it was so fun to make that snail mail kit, and I'm really liking the idea of having that playlist on my channel now and sharing that with all of you, both with mail that comes in to show you how, what people send and things that they make, or even just, how they package something. I think it's just always such a great idea to see how others like to prepare these things, and it inspires me sometimes to, try something different. So it's been such a great way to start getting a little bit more creative, and I'll be sharing some more of those snail mails that are coming in as well. I did ask you guys in the community tab if you wanted one video with all of the snail mail that comes in for the month, or a couple videos throughout the month, etc. And so far it seems that the majority of votes are for a couple of videos showing the snail mail that comes in. So that is what I'll probably be doing, you guys. And hopefully within those videos, I'll also be showing you how I'm going to use some of the pieces that I am getting in that mail. So it's fun because, new pieces that come in inspire me. And then you guys get to see how I add them to my journal as well. And hopefully you will get inspired by that as well. So as you can see, I'm just continuing to layer the pieces. For these next few pages, I find that that's where my creativity was going, just using up some of the pieces and just decorating some of the pages. I will be adding some journaling afterwards, and closer to the end of the video, you'll see me use one of the pieces I received in snail mail. And I'm now trying to figure out if I need to create something else, because I realize some of the letters and envelopes are larger than my traveler's notebook, and some of them I want to keep sort of together. I don't want to cut everything up and, kind of separate everything. So we'll see how that turns out. So for now, what I'll do is I'll just let you watch. I won't chat for a bit unless I feel like it's something I need to share with you guys. And hopefully you will enjoy just watching the process for a little bit. So I'm going to be showing you the die cuts now, and I'll also be adding some more pieces to this page on the right. And I really had fun seeing how these tags turned out, because I find with dies you never know until you actually use them. So I love how the little edge looks like, you've kind of put a stitch through it, and I think it's just such a nice design. I love that there's the different sizes of them, so there's definitely so much that that I can do with these. And then of course the botanical ones are my absolute favorite right now. They came out so nice, and I used a couple of different patterns of paper just to see what they would look like, and I think they turned out awesome, you guys. So you can see here how it's got such a nice detail to it. And these ones, I was very impressed with this one here because it just comes out so beautiful. So I'll be adding, one of these to the pages. But I was thinking these would be so great to, to add to any project, really. So I can't wait to also do a few more, like make a few more and add them to the package I'll be sending to the winner. I think it's always so fun to get dies as well. Not everybody has them, and not everybody has the same ones or the same papers, etc. So it's nice as a little addition to a snail mail package, I think, as well. So I'll also, as I mentioned, be adding a pocket and another little spot to journal. I usually get asked, what do I do with pages that are from book pages that already have writing or images on them. And either for myself, if it's something that I like the image or whatever the writing is, I usually just leave it as an extra sort of decor element in the journal. But if I want to cover it up for journaling, it's super easy. You would just add a piece of paper on top of it, or you can collage right over it, etc. And now here you can just see I'm trying to figure out if I'm adding the other piece to the other side, but I decided that less is more in this case, and I was just going to leave the page as it was. Here I'm just adding the pocket to the page. I can journal right on top of it as well. And then the tag that I can do a little bit of extra journaling in the back if I decide to do that as well. So I'll be doing some journaling on the tag and probably on the pocket, as well as in the spaces I've left on the pages. And I wanted to add some of the mail I received from Suzanne from Germany. Hi, Suzanne. And I end up incorporating some pieces, but not everything, because as I was saying, I realized even though I wanted to add the envelope to the pages, it was too big, and I realized it was going to get too heavy for the pages as well. So I'm thinking I'll have to make something else, just start adding envelopes if they're larger, or anything that comes in that's larger than my traveler's notebook size that I'm currently working in. I did want to add the envelope she made, and I'm just trying to figure out what page would work best for it, because I do want to leave it like a flip out, and I want to keep some of the tickets inside. But I also wanted to use one of those vintage looking tickets that she sent. I love how it already looks like it was taped back together, and the color of the tape, oh my gosh, I love it. So who would have thought that a little bit of tickets would make me so happy. Excuse me. So I've decided that looking through them, I wanted to use this one on the left. It's just a gorgeous vintage looking ticket, and the patina on it is just beautiful. So I'm just playing around with placement and trying to figure out, where the best place is to put it. And I think I end up putting it on this page and then adding the envelope to the top of the page on the right. But like I said, I love how it looks, and I did want to incorporate that into this spread. I also thought I was going to use this envelope that she sent with her little autumn zine. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And I also decided that I'll probably end up using that in the other project that I make. I was thinking that either I will add some of the pieces to my ideas journal. If you guys don't know what that is basically a journal I made a while back that I just basically add ephemera to it. So there's no journaling in it. It's just ephemera and ideas that I have seen on YouTube or that I come up with as I'm creating. And so I thought I need to make another one. So I'll definitely be showing you guys how I do that, because I know I was asked before to show you guys how I put one of those journals together. And I'll probably end up adding a lot of my snail mail pieces actually to that, because there's so many items that have come in that are so creative that will be nice to add to that journal. But I'm also thinking maybe for, like I was saying, for the envelopes and postcards, or just kind of larger mail that I'm getting, I'll probably make one of those greeting card book holders that I made a while back. That's what I'm thinking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you what it looks like in a few minutes, and I'll link the video if you're interested. But it was basically a book that I made to keep greeting cards so that you can fully read them, but you have like a nice place to store them. And I love going through that because, of course, it's cards that I've received for birthdays, anniversaries, from my kids, from family, etc. But I'm thinking it'll be nice to do something like this for my snail mail coming in. Like, for example, this large envelope. I could start a similar greeting card holder. It's this one like this. And I'll probably start adding some of the mail pieces to them as well. Oh, I'm getting excited, you guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some ideas. I'm sorry this was a really long video, but I kind of wanted to just let it go and see what happened. Let me know if you like the process, if you want to see more like this. I'm also thinking maybe of doing a Paper Sounds version. I know a lot of you like that as well, where I just added music and just kind of let the sounds of the paper come out. Anyways, check out the links below. Don't forget to use the code if you end up purchasing something at CoBeads. I will link their shop as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time with my next Journal With Me video. Thanks so much for stopping by.